filler words. I've been trying to get better at articulating what I'm saying. When I went to really think, I'm using filler words now. See,
it's hard.
It's not easy.
It's hard.
I will say the first few days, it was comparable to having worked out. When you haven't done something and then you just abruptly try to do it, you haven't been conditioned for it. I see it the same. I told you, I have not an ache.
Kind of was like an ache, wasn't it? You have to.
Well, I did say it's as though if it's an ache, but it felt good.
Yes.
It wasn't painful.
I know what you mean. Because I was going through the same thing.
Yeah. I told you, I don't know, it's in the center of the front of my head and somewhat, yeah, it was bizarre, but the way I told you, it's as though I'm using muscles in my brain that I haven't previously. I have been really bad about trying to say too much, and with that, I believe I try to say it too fast, and then I find myself not really being able to understand myself when I review myself. I think because I was trying to say so much without thinking and just defaulting to my normal vocabulary, that it was hard for me to really say what I wanted. And because of which, I'd find myself saying, and in between sentences more than I needed to. And I'm still trying to get better at that. I also say I feel for things that I don't need to. I feel we should go to the park. I feel this. I feel, well, of course I feel it because I'm the one saying it. And yeah, it's just me trying to get better at not using so much filler words. One I can say that I've gotten better at is like.
Yes, that was one that we were trying our best to stop saying, because once you hear it, you can't unhear it. And it's unnecessary.
It's true that with older people that they don't say it as much, at least so I thought. But then during Christmas, when we ran around your side of the family, everybody was a liker.
Everybody was saying it.
Everybody was a liker.
Yeah, it's not to pick on them because we're all guilty of it, but once you, like I said, once you hear it, you just can't unhear it, and you start thinking to yourself, oh my gosh, everybody says it, and they say it after every word.
Yeah.
And so we decided
one time we were
to stop.
Yeah, one time we were walking behind a group of girls.
I remember that.
And it was like after like.
Yeah.
And also, I remember being somewhere else. I forget.
There's a lot of places
but
we've been where you hear it.
Where it was so frequent. It was, I'd say 10 words. Like 10 words. Like.
Not even 10 words. Probably freaking 5 words. And then like.
But I'm sure the people that are saying it have been conditioned to say it to the point where they don't pick up on it, or even the people that are saying it to them, if they're also a liker, then it doesn't get picked up. But once you pick up on it, at least for me, it becomes ear piercing. Because I try to listen to some podcasts, and if it's one liker and then the other one's not, it could be manageable. But if they're both,
yeah, it's hard.
Yeah, likers, then it becomes too difficult to listen to.
Yes.
Even though it may be an interesting topic, but it keeps you from being able to truly hark on what they're saying. And it's not that they're not intelligent, because I'm sure they are. It might be just from who you've been around and such. But anyways, that was for me something that I was really trying to get better at, is not using so much. Because yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say we've definitely gotten better with that word.
Yeah, there's a time and place for it, but the way I was using it, and even you, it was
uncalled for.
Yeah, it was a little too much, a little too frequent.
Well, I remember when we stopped trying to use that word. You said your brain was hurting, but I remember my tongue started hurting.
Oh yeah.
Because it's as though your tongue, it's just weird. It was very strange. I remember my head was hurting, my tongue was hurting. I felt as though I was beat up, and that's kind of scary.
Yeah.
But it's worth it. I think we've gotten better.
We have gotten better, but for myself, I told you a couple days ago where I really need to really try to start thinking, or not try, but actually do it. I really need to start thinking about what I'm saying before I say it, because in the past I would say that I'm saying as I'm thinking and not thinking first and then saying. That way I keep myself from using so much filler words. Also, I noticed that I'll say something and not close my mouth. I'll keep it open, almost as though I'm eager to say the next thing. So it's all these
going to take a lot of
different that I'm trying to really get better at.
Yes, and when you say you're trying, I'm also trying too. We help each other out.
Yeah. These recordings have, for me, been so I can also pick up on things that I do that I wouldn't had I not recorded. And so there's different things that I've picked up that I thought, yeah, I need to get better at that. Oh, I didn't realize I do this. Or if I'm too excited, then somehow I don't favor the way I come off, because I might come off, I don't know, I feel somebody could be miffed because I wouldn't come off as somebody that's maybe a little too loud.
One thing that's hard for me also is, and I know you mentioned it before, is being okay with the pauses. Because I always think, I've done it to you, where I have to fill in what you're going to say. And it's like, no, just sit back, let the person talk. It's okay to have some quiet. I mean, obviously if it's too long of a pause, then yeah. But I think it's okay to have a little bit of a pause in between what you're saying, so you can really think about what you're saying before you say it. No. Instead of just blurting it out and being like, what in the world did I just say?
Yeah. For me, it's important to let your dialogue breathe. That way the other person, your listeners, will therefore be able to pick up on it better. as opposed to, even though I have even though I might be comfortable in what I'm going to say, it's better for me to try to let what I'm going to say breathe. That way the listener can digest instead of trying to get everything all out at the same time and possibly not be able to get your point across because you're just not letting your dialogue or what you're saying breathe.
Do you think you do this because you have so much on your mind, like you're trying, not like, see I said like, you're trying to just hurry up and get it out because you think you're going to forget what you say? Because I'm guilty of that, where I'm thinking I need to hurry up and say it because I'm going to forget what I'm going to say, but then you kind of end up sounding weird. Or,
I know for myself there's been moments where I didn't say what I wanted to, and then because I'm picking up so much on what somebody else is saying, when it comes back to me, I think to myself, man, I had something so good that I was going to say and I completely forgot.
I hate that. I've done that too. And then you just want to go back and say it, but then you'd be like, that would be dumb.
Yeah. But some of the better speakers that I've ever came across have been ones that let what they're going to communicate breathe. And so it's easy to pick up on it. So not everything has to be said one thing after another.
It's going to take a lot of practice.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah. And this is not even saying that I'm good. I'm still
No, I'm not good either.
But at least we have gotten started and acknowledged, hey, you know, that's another one. At least we can try to get better at it.
I hope we do.
I think we will. It's just going to take time, and of course, it's not going to happen in a month.
But seriously, we have gotten significantly better with not using the word like, and that's the biggest word I wanted to stop.
Yeah, same here. Also, my ums are not as frequent, though I'll still hum here and there, but not as frequent. And as I'm saying, something else I would always say, and I still do it. I catch myself sometimes in these recordings where, and so I was gonna say and I hate that I do that, but at least I'm not umming, which is hopefully I'm not replacing my ums with ands.
I know what you mean.
But if so, I'll pick up on it and I'll try to get better at it.
Yeah, watching the way you talk, it's a workout. It's a workout to me.
Yeah, because I found myself again just defaulting to
Me too.
my vocabulary of 90 words, and I thought to myself, man, I just need to get back on really thinking about what I'm saying at all times, just so I'm conditioned to think, then say, then say, as opposed to saying as I'm thinking or thinking as I'm saying.
I'll get better, I hope. These recordings do help, though, so we can look back and think. All right, maybe we should chill out on the ums or let you pause and not me interrupt you. Yeah,
because even with ourselves recording, I sometimes catch myself not letting you, I don't know, sometimes I feel like I'm bogarting the conversation, and even though I don't mean to, it may be that I'm excited about what we're talking about, but it's not even with you. I feel I've done that with people in general where I kind of just don't mean to, and it's not even that I think I'm the one with the most important things to say. I hate that I do that, but I'm trying to get better at that.
I've done that too. It's just gonna, as I said, it's gonna take time.
Yeah. And it has been nobody that's told me, hey, you know, when you talk to us, you kind of don't let nobody else talk. I just see that for myself. And it could be that I'm being hypersensitive or laser focused on what I'm saying, over analyzing. I might think, yeah, I may be doing that when I try to talk. Yet somebody else may be, no, you don't. You're fine.
I've caught you doing it a couple times, but
I feel
at
as though
at least you're aware of it. But I know it doesn't come from a bad place. You're just you get excited about it, and I'm that way too. Sometimes, but for me, it's always because I think I'm gonna forget what I'm gonna say, so I have to say it. Even though, is it really that big of a deal if I forget what I'm gonna say?
Yeah.
Yeah, it probably is.
Yeah.
Because then I'm gonna think back on it and be like, oh my God, why didn't I say that? But whatever.
I think it's important for us to try to get better.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Because we all, for the most part, have. Well, it's not even having free time. It's if you can try to get better at what you're saying and how you're saying it, then why not? Then why not?